dram or flight. Whiskey round table. Oh, Greg, Karen, and the Whiskey Wizard talking facts and tastings. They've got you covered. Whiskey round table. Oh.
Welcome back to the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts,
Big Jake.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
And Bob Leakin.
Bob Leakin with Cleveland Whiskey. And
we have Lord Michael Newman, Aspire, the third, wise guy of whiskey and House of Wheat.
Well, that's a mouthful.
It was a mouthful. Damn, your parents must hate you. And what?
Albert.
Oh, Albert Santos. I thought he introduced himself.
No.
What? You didn't do the thing? I'm sorry.
Start
Albert
over.
Santilli the third.
Here I am.
We're
North
back.
Coast Jazz Ensemble.
Yes.
Sorry,
One of the founding
He's got a
fathers.
fourth. He's got a fourth now, but he had a third before that.
Little guy's doing okay. Thanks
Albert
for
is.
All right, sorry, Albert. I just thought you rolled in the scroll.
He's working on his fifth.
No, I actually, it was my fault probably. I kind of jumped the gun and just went, but
So it's really
That's what I
good
do.
to be back. Yes.
It is good to be back, and so we change up a couple things. So we have this guy, which will be holding our whiskey from now on. We have the on air, which is cool, and we change up a bunch of stuff. I'm hoping, if you're on the scroll, I'm hoping Ronnie Fackaday is watching the show today. So, but yeah, it's been a while. Doug, how's your surgery, Doug?
can you do this?
Great.
do this?
I can.
Well, more importantly, you need to do
I've
this.
got my second hand back, my second arm, but I can't lift anything yet. But I'm off the sling, and the shoulder. I got the bionic shoulder.
Is Mama helping you lift things?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When you move, does it do that?
Yeah. Certain things are just still too heavy. So.
There you go.
Sorry, I just timed my practice
Sorry to hear
this
that.
week.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So no, thanks for asking. Yeah, it's going real well. The recovery is ahead of schedule. So yeah, it's really good to have two hands again. So,
Good deal. Good deal.
but
So,
Nice.
what'd you guys do? What'd y'all do between the holidays? Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody?
I mean,
Well, I mean, since we last were here October,
Right.
nothing's happened with the distillery. We're still waiting to move. So
Oh, you haven't moved
we
out?
have not moved yet.
Okay.
We've run into a couple of snags,
All right. Well, that's
but we are moving. It is going to happen. So
okay.
all right.
99%
Awesome.
this year.
yes,
And where are you? So right now you're on East 25th, correct?
East 25th in the Magnet Building, old Magnet Building, and then we're going to be going to 601 Stones Levy down in the Flats, South Flats, where there's nobody else yet, unless you know about the new medical marijuana dispensary. It's just in back of that.
So,
Oh, jeez.
so
Okay.
so I don't know. I
Right.
haven't
I
been
might
down
need
the
a drink
flats
for that,
since like
Michael.
in years.
Right.
But
Maybe a
so
little
in
bit of that,
relation,
right?
you've got the East and the West Bank.
Correct.
So
We
So
are.
where would that sit?
We are on Collision Bend.
Perfect.
On the
Okay.
south
Thank
side
you,
of
sir.
Collision Bend. There's an auxiliary fire department with the fire tug.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's right up the river from us.
Okay.
A whiskey distillery on Collision Bend.
Correct.
Leave it to Albert to figure
Well,
that out.
we may have a Dead Man's Curve Collision Bend collaboration.
All right. You never know.
Albert, you're not.
As long as
allowed
they're
to
not crossing swords, don't worry about it.
Or touching tips.
Okay, there you go. Oh my goodness.
go. Oh my goodness.
So, thank you, Cleveland Whiskey,
Yeah.
for coming out and starting our 2023
Yeah.
season. I appreciate that.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm glad this is towards the end of the month too, because dry January really hurt everywhere. This dry January hurt liquor
Do
sales.
people really do that?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah, I have a couple of
October.
friends that seem to do that.
The bars and restaurants were trying everything to boost their liquor sales, and it just wasn't happening.
I go on a bender in December.
Well, that's probably why. I mean, the Sober
And
October
it lasts till November.
a year later.
I actually, there was a show I did here at the Whiskey Round, and you guys, we actually did a podcast with you guys, and everyone was like, "Well, I wasn't drinking."
Right, because it was
Month
probably in
off.
October.
Yeah, sober October.
Right.
October.
So,
I
but I mean,
remember.
so this is a kind of a good way to come back last week of January. So
Right.
now we can present you with some stuff.
Well,
Yes.
it looks like
Come
you,
on
it
out.
looks like you brought the table.
We got quite a cornucopia
Well,
up there.
What are we missing? Anything?
Oh, we're missing some of the underground woods, the sugar maple, the apple is missing.
Honey.
Is the honey up there?
You
We,
got-
No, the honey barrel was a special release.
we still have some of that.
Yeah. That's a
Quite a
good one.
Yeah, the
diverse
Honey Bear
portfolio of
You,
whiskeys.
you
We
guys are
tried.
cheap. That's all
Yeah.
you brought here. But anyway,
Yeah.
Well, we did bring
we
one.
have the magic hat. We have the Christmas.
We did bring the rye.
Correct.
That we have
We're gonna
not
talk
had.
about that later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that one a little bit later. I guess we're here to talk about Wheat Penny.
You guys are here to talk about
Well, yeah.
all kinds of stuff,
Right.
and I'll have some questions along.
We'll
the
talk
way.
about the Wheat Penny and the 10th anniversary that's happening this year with Cleveland Whiskey.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the Wheat Penny, because that was. I think I told you that story off the cusp, so to say. You know, I was drinking Wheat Penny a couple years ago, and I'm this way, so I don't always look at who's the distillery, who's this, who's that, but I liked it, and I had, I drank probably 3-4 bottles throughout the next year or two, right? So, and then I went there to get another bottle, and somebody said, "Oh, that's Cleveland whiskey," and I was like, "Yeah, I knew that." But I didn't know.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit, blah, blah, blah. And it was part of the show last time, but
Right.
so, and you guys are, you're gold, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about one of the medals that we won. That was the Fred Minnick Ascot Awards.
Fred's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, but he was also a big naysayer of what we do.
Oh, okay.
I guess him and Tom have kind of talked about it a couple of times, and it was always he wanted to make sure that if we entered anything in the contest, it was going to be a true blind taste test. So there was no names, no nothing, and the Ascot Awards that Fred did, we sent the Wheat Penny in, and it was a true blind, and it won.
So we did the Wheat Penny Foolproof, and it actually won gold in the category.
What did that one get for?
That was the Ascot.
Oh, the Ascot.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yes,
was
yes.
the Fred Minnick started and
Correct.
sponsored.
Correct. And you got a gold medal for it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we
So
have-
the foolproof, is that the higher
Yes,
proof?
Yes.
straight out of the barrel, 115 proof.
Beautiful.
And while we were at that competition as well, Wheat Penny also won a packaging award. So for the label.
Yep.
For the label and probably the labor of love that it takes.
Those wheat, I was going to say, is Tom running out of
When's
his
Tom
wheat
going to run out of
pennies?
Wheat Pennies?
Never.
Tell him I'll sell him some.
We actually may be letting a cat out of bag. We actually may be doing one where we do nothing but the steel pennies and the tops.
That's good. So they're actually
I have-
inlaid in there. They're not just.
Yeah. So we hand drill and epoxy a Wheat Penny into every cork.
It's the craftsman in me. I admire.
Wow.
Yes, it is a true work of art. It's a lot of time.
When the demand goes way up, are you going to be able to continue to do that?
We will find a way. I mean, because Tom is very adamant that the Wheat Pennies go into the Wheat Penny bottle. It is really a cool thing, and I like
yeah.
I like to present it as every time you
I'm
buy a
a
bottle, you get a penny rebate immediately.
Oh, I'm gonna dig all them pennies.
Please
out.
do, because I'm sure there's
I'll sell them
some.
back to him. For
I'm
a
sure
penny.
there's some rare ones in there.
No, that's a great idea.
Oh, yeah,
I think, as everyone's watching the show, we kind of encourage everyone to go buy a bottle of Wheat Penny. If you want to get that Wheat Penny, maybe give it back to you guys, and it can be recycled.
We have had people that have saved Wheat Pennies come down, drop them off, come down, take a tour of the distillery, just chat
Sure.
with us, sit
Cool.
down. It's not like we never have anything on the table to try.
Our distillery
Apparently.
table kind of looks like this.
Yeah, we have a barrel head or a barrel that we have just everything just sat on top there, and it's all kind of opened, and it's like this taste. It's like this place. You have to try and you have to share. If you're not sharing, you're not caring, and you're not learning anything.
I'm
So,
Karen.
Yes, and you're learning a lot, and you're also sharing. So
So tell me about Craft's Distillery. Didn't you win a gold on there?
Craft Spirits Awards, yes. So our Craft Spirits Awards, which I believe is a newer competition, it's only been around for the last 2 or 3 years. We submitted regular Wheat Penny into it this year, and regular Wheat Penny won gold, and then it also won Best in Class. They got a 94 overall score.
Wow.
Best in
Great.
class for an age 2 years and younger bourbon.
Wow.
Well, I got to try some of that then. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Empty glass here, guys.
yeah, Mike, what the hell are you doing?
Empty glasses are not allowed.
Come on, the
I was
third.
told to never reach across the table.
Yeah. Hey, Greg, while they're doing that, Bob did want me to ask you, what show of the year is this?
This is our first. No, it's not. It's our 7th show right now. I get it right?
I
Trying to
used the
set
first.
me up. You said first, but I knew better.
This is why I drink.
So.
Yes.
Is that mine?
First
My buddy
show,
Paul
it's
said-
great.
My buddy Paul was
It's
gonna
great.
come
It's a
out
great
tonight.
feeling to
Well, you know
reach
what?
back
Yeah,
in the
let me have
He
saddle.
said he's like,
Michael,
I
thank
love
you.
Wheat Penny, man. I would love to be there. He's at the Lakers Monsters game though.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, he can come
Thank
down
you.
to the distillery and we can talk to him because
Thanks, Ron.
it's one of the things that's nice about being local is talking to the people that like drinking our stuff. Michael sets up a lot of our tastings at Giant Eagles and independent liquor stores. Every weekend on our email blast, we're 6-7 different places, and it's just fun to see the people. And what is it that Tom likes to say? Putting liquor to lips.
Always got a liquor to lips.
I always got to put liquor to lips, and that makes you a believer.
So, one of on our scroll, Jennifer Boggs, who we absolutely love.
Hi, Jen.
Booker Boggs.
Yeah.
And,
Booker
and
Boggs.
we would love to introduce you guys to her. She's great. So she's down in Louisville, Kentucky.
Correct,
She just
correct.
moved down there recently. She said Wheat Penny is her favorite, and she bought all of Cleveland whiskeys in December, and she gave 12 Christmas bourbons away for gifts
great,
this year.
Jen.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All I'm
Ray.
gonna say
That is
about
appreciated.
Well,
all I'm gonna
for
say
Jen.
about Booker Boggs is you must be doing real well in your job.
Well, I mean,
Just
when
kidding.
you say she's in Louisville, she's in a country
Yeah, she
estate,
is, correct.
some
She-
miles
she's a
outside of
sweetheart of a
Louisville,
girl.
but
Jen,
it's beautiful.
send Karen your
That's what we
address
tell
and
people
she'll
I
give
live
it to
in
me.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We'll get you a T-shirt or something.
She's
Support
always
some
good
local.
about
How's
keeping
that?
up on things.
Yeah.
She reached out to us this past week or the week before. I can't remember. I'm sorry, Jen, but she's a sweetheart of a girl. She really
Yep.
is. She really is. She does great in her job.
And she knows her whiskey.
She knows her whiskey.
She always says hi to me when I'm on the scroll. When we're not here, I'm on the scroll and she says hi. So
He's the one who told me the liquor to lips, but the tongue's always better than the nose.
Was that like a drive-by? But anyway.
Well, she said she cleaned out the Pickerton Kroger on their Cleveland whiskey.
oh, good. Thank you. That always helps.
Too
Yes.
funny.
Michael and I went to a really off the wall story. We went to an event last year where we were doing Magic Rabbit. We were only allotted 2 cases in the first half of the event. We ran out of Magic Rabbit. They were buying the bottles. We ran out of it,
'Cause
and
it's
we
so
were down
good.
in Cincinnati, and we had to go to Jungle Gyms to buy more Magic Rabbit. We had to buy more of our product to bring it back to sell it at this event in the second half, and we sold out in the second half, which we didn't leave anything on the shelves of Jungle Gym, so they ended up getting their replenishment. So that was just a great day all the way around for Cleveland whiskey and Magic Rabbit.
Nice.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, talking about Magic Rabbit, you guys on the Cleveland Whiskey Facebook page have posted a lot of very good recipes to make with the Magic
Correct.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
And Magic Rabbit actually has its own
Correct.
website.
And the people.
MagicRabbit.com.
Listen, we went to the event over the holidays. Was one of our last shows, so to say. And Zach, our producer, and all that, he did a bunch of which we posted. All
Right.
I mean, he was great. He caught everything that was going on there, even your cute little outfit. But anyway,
Go
Hey now,
to
hey now.
whiskeyroundtable.com to see Bob
yeah, there you go. So, but
and his stinger.
we had so much fun.
It's a little one.
The
You
big
got
guy,
our website
the
now.
big guy, he was in his Santa Claus
Right.
suit, and
Nice, yeah.
Tom, yeah.
So when we walked in, we stood in line. Listen, that was packed. Okay, when we got there, it was packed. And when we left, it
Quite an event. Yeah.
Well,
it
and
was
we showed up
amazing.
early
God,
too.
we did show
I
up.
thought
early.
we were going to be ahead of the crowd.
Yeah,
but
so-
no, we were late.
So anyway, I went over and introduced myself, and he was getting all the pictures, and he had all the pictures of the new facility and all this stuff. And I said, "Hey, Tom, I just want to, Big G from Whiskey Roundtable and all." And he says to me, "When you walked in that door, I knew it was you." And here's me. I take it back. I'm like, "What does that mean?"
Tom's a good businessman. He knows people. I
Yeah.
mean, he knows the people that help him, and it's actually one of the great things about working for that guy. I mean, Tom is really a down to earth, family oriented, family man, and
He was a very nice guy. He's very receptive.
Yeah.
He really was.
He was great, very personable
And
too.
He was, and
Just
we had
like an everyday guy.
Yeah.
the drinks that were offered there were fantastic, and one of the people in the audience, Nunzio, he showed up with us as well. We got some pictures of some of the lovers, if you will.
Yeah.
And it was a good time, man. We had such a blast.
Yeah, really. Well,
We walked out of there. It wrapped around the building.
Yeah, that's one of the things
I
I
was
miss.
so happy to see that. Just the crowd there, the enthusiasm, just the number of people. Look, I mean,
So
And I'm
maybe
sorry,
I was
Mike.
naive, but I was really surprised at how much you guys have going on and how
I
people are responding to what you're doing.
I forget, there was a kid that worked for you, and I knew his dad, and I can't remember who it was off the top of my head.
Did you meet him at the time you were there?
With
Alec? Or
I can't remember.
He's terrible with names.
I am.
He
I am.
is.
Yeah.
If you short, it could be a Rusty.
was a-
Hey, Rusty, how you doing?
No, but I was busting his balls, and then I said, "I know your father," and he's like, "Oh, holy cow, blah blah blah, this and that." But I was busting his chops. So
well, yeah, like I said, everybody in there. You work with these people in the distillery. We're there 8-9 hours a day sometimes, going in on weekends, changing racks. You get to know these people really, really well.
Right.
You spend a lot of time with them, and it's fun. And then I like to work the events with Michael. I mean, I started out working some of the events with Michael, and I just like working with this guy. I mean,
well, we love him too. So.
yeah, he's all right.
I mean, he's the third.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is a third.
guy.
House of
Weed
Weeds.
and House
House
of
of
Weeds.
Weeds,
This
yeah.
guy knows his stuff. Right?
Esquire.
Esquire.
He's aspiring to be a colonel. He wants to be a Kentucky
He wants
colonel.
to be a Kentucky.
Getting there.
Kentucky colonel.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Okay, well, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
So I'm sitting here nosing the wheat penny because
That's the foolproof.
this
Yeah.
this is, and it's
no, that's
115.
not the full.
No, that's not the
No,
No.
this is the 90. Is this 90?
94.
94 proof.
It's 51% corn, 45% wheat. So very high wheat mash bill.
Wow.
It's got a great nose to it. A absolutely great nose.
Absolutely.
Very
Very nice.
grainy, but I like it.
Yep. It's got a little something for everybody in that one. That one's just sweet enough, but yet it's got a nice ethanol back kick to it that I really enjoy. When everything just blends well with that one, and the cherry and the toasted oak in there just balance everything so nice.
So-
I mean, that is one of my favorite products right now.
So is that what we're tasting, or is this
I
going to
don't
be
know
a
what you
free
got.
for
We
all?
got a
Well,
cornucopia here.
we're going to have something to taste a little later on, I guess.
Okay.
We're going to taste the rye. That's a little hard to get, but I mean, if you want, what are you looking for?
Well, whatever is. I mean,
got
this
an empty
is
glass.
your.
He's got an empty.
whatever.
Foolproof.
I want. I mean,
'Cause you're-
are we doing the award-winning gold medal?
Yes, that would be.
Well, I think we're doing all the award winners
Oh,
right now.
whatever.
I think they all have.
Yeah,
Yes.
count me
But
in.
I'm gonna run down. There's only. I'll leave it alone. But there's only two things.
That's good. Thanks.
On my questions that I want to hit on. But at the end of the day, it's 99% right on. But anyway, so I'm going back. I'm going back to 2020, which was the U.S. Open Whiskey and Spirits championship. Excuse me. And if I'm reading that right, it was the bronze.
Yeah, so that is actually a competition in Oxford, Ohio. So it's actually right around the corner.
Right down the road.
Yeah,
Right down
that's
the road.
one that it's rather new. Once again, one's only been around for 2
Now
or
you're
3
competing
years.
with like the real deal. Not that you weren't before.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
saying,
Just,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
but
Yeah.
Good, I'm
Just
sorry.
color is just
So that was
amazing.
the,
I just wanted to
that was the
say,
Penny
just-
Foolproof that won that award.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly,
Yep.
We actually swept that category.
Nice.
The category was non-traditional barrel aging. And we submitted 3 products, and all 3 of the products came in gold, silver, bronze.
Awesome.
that's- yeah, that's
awesome.
fantastic.
So, and
Awesome.
just to try to give, and I don't know if you know, what other distillers may have been in the competition with you, if you
Oh,
know.
Lizzie, yes, good. Go ahead.
I don't know if you know.
So it's hard because
Crossy
every
pig.
competition brings
Yeah.
in so many different people.
Yeah.
The Oxford show, because it's newer, a lot of the major brands aren't there because they don't know of it. We got
Big G?
contacted because it was in Ohio.
Thanks, sir.
Competition?
Thank you, I'm sorry.
But a lot of the major ones, like Ascot that we talked about earlier, everybody sends something. Like you get all your Diageo products, all your Sazerac products.
Wow.
So for us to go and get a gold out of that is really
That's
And,
awesome.
yeah, I'm assuming that's going to roll with the new bottle out. So
I'll drink
But-
to that there, Mike.
Okay.
There you go.
Bartender Spirits Awards. You guys again did a bronze, and we're talking a couple of years here,
Right.
with the new products, and you guys are you're kicking ass and taking names,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so
Love
Wheat Penny's only been out since 2020. The Foolproof came
wow.
out about a year and a half later. Between those 2 products, we've already won over 15 awards in less than 3 years.
That
That's
is
great, you guys.
And we have one special one
Go ahead.
Ooh.
that we're doing a double barrel wheat penny.
Oh,
We did one of it, and we have a barrel program where we work where somebody can come in and you can buy a barrel or a half barrel. We can do a custom blend, but we laid down another wheat penny and says, let's put it in a barrel again for another year or so.
nice.
Somebody came in to do a custom barrel.
Game changer, huh?
Yeah, and he kind of went, I'll take this barrel, this barrel, this barrel, and that one over there. Because we kind of had it tucked away. He found it and tasted it and bought it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we laid down a couple of more, and I don't know what the plans are for those. I hope we're going to do a distillery release on the double oak, on the double barrel wheat penny, because that one I got to try a sample of.
Well, Jennifer Boggs just said she must have a double barrel wheat penny.
No.
Is that possible?
Well, wait a minute. Yes, we're North Carolina.
North Carolina is where
North Carolina
She's
is
in
where it
Kentucky.
went.
Okay.
That one is a blue label on that one. Does your bottle have a blue label, Jen?
Jen, does your bottle have a blue label?
Yeah,
Because
dude.
it was a blue label.
So 15 awards in what, in 3 years? you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are these?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
curious. So excuse me.
No, please.
No,
Yeah, go
Is
ahead.
it a? Are these plaques? Are they certificates? Is it trophies? Like what?
So it's usually like a gold medal like you see in the Olympics, and then you get a certificate.
Yeah.
And you can always buy a plaque or buy a statue,
yeah,
whatever
sure,
you want.
sure.
on
Okay,
the
I was just
award,
curious.
but
That's
those
cool.
are always up charges. But they'll
for you.
send you in the mail the actual medals, and then you can print out
Yeah.
the certificate.
And we're hoping that in the new distillery, we're going to have them lining around the distillery
Like
now.
a trophy case.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
remember the
absolutely.
distillery is going to be 600 feet long, so I kind of want it to go all the way up and
Oh.
down.
So let me ask you a question, and this is an oddball question because I know that people do this. So if somebody wanted, and you might not even have the answer, this is just me, I apologize. So if somebody wanted to buy a whole barrel of
Contact
whiskey-
Andrew Licks.
So that
Andrew!
I didn't expect you to have that information.
No, we do.
You know,
I mean, we can do that. I mean, that's
Okay.
something that we can do. We do custom barrels. We do custom blends with our
So the liquor stores can do store picks,
yes,
right?
we have
Right?
several on the East Coast
Awesome.
that do store picks, and we blend them up, and we'll take the cherry wood, the hickory wood, honey locust wood, oak, and blend them together in the percentages that you like as a tasting, and we'll custom label it for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so for
that's
example, I
great.
actually just did one 2 weeks ago with a local cigar group came in, and they wanted to do a custom barrel for their cigar group, 70 people. So they sent 5 guys in to come to the distillery, try all the different.
You know those guys?
barrels.
Hang on, go ahead. What do you got, Dave? I'm sorry,
It's my
Mike.
guys, the Cigars and Shields.
Yes.
Cigars and
Yeah.
shit. Okay,
Yeah,
that-
so we
that's
partnered
his-
with them.
We have Royal Havana
Royal
in the
Havana Cigars
house.
in the house. Sponsors, Royal Havana,
Hey,
Royal
speaking
Havana.
of plaques
Right
and
there.
awards,
So-
Dave knows a thing or two about plaques.
Dave knows a few
Yeah.
things about
Yeah.
cigars.
I'm in.
Yeah, but they, you know,
I
so-
taught him everything he knows.
but you know,
Pass cigars,
I think he
pass
just
cigars
flipped you
around.
off. I
but
don't
the
know.
thing is with the whiskeys that we put out and the bourbons that we put out, it is fun to blend them, do custom blendings. And when you do the custom barrels and the custom blendings, you get something that's maybe 200 bottles and gone.
Sure.
Because you're never going to get that again.
Exactly.
And no matter how much we try to reproduce it,
Right.
it's going to be
It's always
slightly
gonna be-
different.
No,
It's always going to be different.
It's a
It really
special.
is.
People think they're always going to get the same product.
No.
It's never
No.
going to happen. Never going to happen.
We can do half barrels and full barrels.
Awesome.
And it's going to be a regular, like a label, very similar to like this. And there's a spot on this side where you put your custom little logo or
Right,
whatever
right.
you want. But we have them all ready to go.
Awesome.
I would like to hook them up with the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op.
We already are.
I think they already are doing
several-
that.
several
They're already
different
doing. They're already
Very
talking about
cool.
that.
All right,
They're already
good
talking
deal.
about
Yeah,
that.
we've
deal.
had
That I do know.
We had a Christmas Christmas party there a couple years at the distillery, where it was the bottle share. That was a fun event. There was a 16-foot table set up, and there had to be 400 bottles on this table.
That's how those guys
Yeah.
roll.
Pick and choose. Great
So
set
we-
of guys.
We were part of that. We were part
We
of that
are.
back in the day for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was fun. I mean,
Carl Betty does a great job. And,
Stevin was great.
Yeah, and
I
his
mean-
the moderators that he has today are
Yeah,
spot
that's a lot
on.
I mean, it's a great group for us
Great
that
group
around
for
here.
sure.
So.
I just want to say real quick that Rob Richter is on,
Okay.
and who else
Yeah, and he wants
Yeah.
him and
Steve
Jen want
Galloway.
the double barrel.
Steve
They want the
Galloway.
double barrel.
and
Everybody wants the double
Jose,
barrel.
Jose Padilla, is
Jose,
on,
my man.
and Phil Weaver is on. Of course,
Phil.
he's
Cousin Phil.
having a triple IPA, 10.5
He's a beer guy.
ABV. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
We
so-
still love you.
We always ask him what he's drinking.
We do,
It's
we
always
always do.
some kind of a heavy gravity, heavy hop beer. So
And Jen is ready to pitch in on a barrel too.
Oh,
I think
there
we
we
need
go.
a-
What color was
I think-
Jen's label? It wasn't blue.
No, she said she wants to. She meant she has to. She thought the way that it came across, it looks like she said I must have a double barrel, but that meant she must.
Oh,
So I'm going to call him out, but our, in law enforcement, I won't mention Jimmy's name. But anyway,
That's the son of the
so
police.
he was one of our sergeants. Okay, one of our sergeants, and
Look at him. He's like, oh,
he's the
where's
one-
he going with
he's-
this?
No. Wait, can I just talk a minute? All right. So anyway, he came up with the name. He was here, and he called Jen Booker
Booker Boggs.
Booker Boggs, and that's where she got her name. Okay, because he and her, they love Booker.
Love.
Oh,
Okay.
Steve.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we call her from now on.
Nice.
But what a sweetheart of a girl. And thank you, Steve, by the way.
Is Booker Boggs?
I just had a little brain remembrance over here.
Oh, Boggs.
Like
When
Wayne
we're
Fox.
bottling the customs, we get one or two extra bottles that kind of go, and we don't send those there. But what we started doing is we're saving them, so those custom blends will be available at the new distillery. So somebody that's putting a custom blend together in New Jersey, if we have one or two bottles left over from what they buy, I'm not going to put that down the drain. No, that's just
No,
wrong.
why would you? Why would you?
We'll bottle it and we're going to put it in our store and it'll be sold. So you may get a chance to taste what some other people are putting together, because we put some of the recipes on the labels. We put what woods go in there, and then we can always go back and find it. So there's a lot of them that you could redo, but there's some of them out there that come out really, really good.
Awesome.
Well, and it's interesting. So you mentioned New Jersey, and you guys, you went to Massachusetts. I know you've done a few tastings out there. You're really expanding outside of Cleveland.
We just picked up several more states too.
We were in about 13 states last year. This year, or at the end of last year, we just added Missouri as a big state.
Oh,
Okay.
We're
Awesome.
doing a lot of stuff out there, and then we're adding about 3 new ones this year.
Okay. You got to keep that on the DL.
No, it's just not. There's not much yet. Like we sent
Okay.
a little bit of stuff out to Arizona.
Missouri's the show me state. So you
Right.
probably-
You
Right.
guys better do.
Show
Put it
me some
away.
whiskey.
You guys
You're hungry.
You're Cleveland whiskey. Cleveland whiskey.
Right.
Well, no pressure.
Right.
Right. Represent.
We're Cleveland whiskey, but I mean that's why we're going national
We
with the
hope you
wheat
don't
penny.
fumble the ball But anyway, go ahead.
All right.
Nothing can be finer than a run by Ernest Biner.
Oh.
No, sorry.
Wow. Wow, you ain't that old.
I am.
But
I am.
She's
I'm
still bitter.
What?
I said you're still bitter.
So you guys you're looking to expand.
We are going to go. It's only
far
bigger
as
and
you
better.
can go.
Nationwide, man.
It's only bigger and better. Well, we're already in several countries. We'll even count Canada as a country. We are in Canada.
It is. It's its own thing.
We're in Canada. We've sent to South Korea already, and
We were in Europe prior to COVID and the tariffs hitting.
Yeah.
We kind of had to pull up from there because of the tariffs. But
and we sent some stuff over to India.
Awesome.
Oh, Rob said, "Don't forget you're in Wisconsin."
Yes.
That's right.
What country,
Rob,
by the way,
my man Rob.
a trivia question. What country has the highest per capita consumption of whiskey?
The Whiskey Roundtable basement.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's all it's kind
Here we are, kids.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show.
Anybody want to guess? Audience too?
What's the question?
Flo,
it was
what
India.
country has the highest per capita consumption of whiskey?
I believe it's India.
I thought it was India. Yeah.
Nope.
I'd say United
I'm going to
States.
say the U.S.
No.
I don't know.
Singapore.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh.
Why does that?
So
Oh,
horny. Oh.
Monday morning, 9 o'clock
That's what else are you going to do there?
Japanese and South Korea, all those
It's-
like Far Eastern.
And South Korea is a very
Yeah.
close second.
They took over Four Roses and all the, Singapore.
Yeah, I don't want to get into all
big
that.
whiskey. Well, it's
Yeah,
a
but
cultural-
it-
no,
anyway.
it's a cultural thing.
I understand. I
Like
don't
to
like
drink
it.
whiskey.
Listen.
There's nothing.
But it's fun to
I'm
try
only
and send
supporting
whiskeys.
the USA.
It's
And you like to
trying.
drink whiskey too, yeah.
It's fun to try and send whiskeys overseas, especially when they're all the overseas are buying all of our bourbons and all of our whiskeys and making it hard for us to get them. So
Yeah.
that's another reason why you need to support the local and small
I know.
distilleries.
Amen.
Amen. Yes, I know. Yeah, I mean,
Well, apparently nobody's supporting anything.
Well,
We hate this stuff.
yeah.
Well, we
So-
are nationalist patriots.
Does show
We
go to
and,
Parma?
I like the limestone in whiskey. We've talked about this.
Sure,
before.
absolutely.
It's like Kentucky real bourbon comes from. But that's I found out the more I got into the game. It's not necessarily true.
No.
Like, it's American whiskey, tin cup, whatever you name it, Cleveland whiskey, right? Like but that's where it comes back to the roots, all like Kentucky and their limestone.
There are
water. It's
several-
probably the minerals in the water.
there are several great distilleries that I have found
Arguably.
up in Michigan, Philadelphia, New York.
Right, it doesn't negate the fact that
right.
it's like delicious.
Texas
fucking whiskey
has
out there.
some good whiskey. They have everybody has.
by the
bad
way, you
whiskeys.
can go ahead and add calcium carbonate to your water too.
You can do whatever you want to your water. Your water is the basis of what
Yeah.
you start with.
Sure.
Correct.
But it's in the grains. It's in the water.
Yes.
It's in whatever you do.
Everything.
It is truly how you put it together.
So it makes whiskey beautiful, and that's why we love it.
Right.
All right, so what do we taste?
What-
go ahead.
oh,
We got
okay.
more
I
I
questions.
think
Are we
we're
ready to
tasting a
taste?
little bit of
Let's
everything,
do
but
it.
Well,
We have been tasting everything. What's stopping you?
I just had a question.
Well, I'm intrigued by this. I
Anybody
can't
on the
wait
scroll got a question?
I have a question. Is there somewhere that you're getting a lot of demand from? A certain point in the region,
It's
or
definitely on the coast, Massachusetts, Connecticut, that little corner.
Yeah.
North Carolina's been coming up. We've been sending a lot to North Carolina lately.
Just
and
got
South Carolina. Florida's been picking up a lot more.
is there something you attribute that to? Like, are there Clevelanders that are moving, or is it just that's?
I would just have to say our sales staff. I mean,
Okay.
because Andrew, who is Tom's son, is our national sales manager, and he's working with a great set of salespeople. And they're training them the right way to. This is just down to earth, regular, good whiskey.
And then I would like to
Here's
put
my
it-
card. Have him call me, or I'll call him on Monday.
And then I would like to put two other things. One, we are kind of trying to go that same route with people that buy wine. How do you buy a wine? Based on the label.
Okay.
So we
Sure.
try to put really good labels out there to kind of attract additional
Sure.
purchases.
And you
to
do.
try it.
You,
Because we
there
think
you
if
go.
it's a good label, you pick it up, you'll try it. And then the goal is that it's the juice inside. You can do as much marketing as you want. If the juice sucks, nobody's going to buy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. So I had a meeting down here 2 days ago, and it was I have an insurance agency, and my primary agent we wanted to come down and because we didn't get a chance to go through a lot of stuff, so we sat down and we talked for probably about 3 hours, and at the end of the day, he's a big Scotch guy, but he loves bourbon, okay, as well, okay. So I brought him out a couple of these bottles, and he's like, he'd been, listen, much older than me, been drinking for a long time, so to say, and he's all like, what is it? What is this? Wheat Penny was one of them. He's like, what is this? I go, that's Cleveland Whiskey. They're one of our sponsors. He's like, can you get me some of this? I'm like, yeah, I can get you some of this. Then I turned him on. I said, you like cognac? He says, I do. I said, I got a product here that will blow you away. And if you want to have an after, because he's a cigar guy, blah, blah, blah. So I brought out the Rabbit Hat. And he says, what is it? I said,
Magic Rabbit.
I saw it. I say
He
it
calls
all the
it
time.
his
I
own
do.
thing.
I don't care what you call it as long as you buy it and share it.
right.
So anyway, so
Let
That
me
goes
speak
for everybody.
Magic
everybody.
Rabbit, I call it Rabbit Hat, whatever. But anyway,
That's good.
listen, so he was sitting by you, I was sitting over here, I'm smoking a Roll Havana cigar.
Thank you.
You need a bell every time that you say a sponsor.
Ding. Oh, we should. That's a great
Oh,
idea.
Okay, we'll
good
put that
idea.
on the parking
Put a
lot.
penny in the jar. There's a lot of pennies.
There you go.
We got pennies. We got bells. We got everything.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
So
You need a whistle.
So he smelled. I take the rabbit over there, and I pull the cork, and he smell. I says, "Here, smell it." He smells. He goes, "No, let me try that." So now he's like, "My son's coming in. My other son just moved in. Can you get me 3 or 4 bottles?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can get you 3 or 4 bottles."
Does he live local?
He
Yes,
does. He lives
he's
right
right
down the
around
road.
the corner.
Right down the road. Right?
He's just
like,
lazy.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh my God." He goes, "I've never had anything like this. Oh, my boys are gonna love this. Oh my God, you got to get me a couple bottles, G. You got to get me a couple bottles." I was like, "Can we get back to the conversation?" And he wasn't hearing it. Blah blah blah. Our conversation, which was for 2023 for the agency, and we never got there. We never got there, and he was all fuckered up. He's like, you're gonna have to take me home, G. I'm like, all right, I'll take you home. Blah blah blah. So I took him home. He's like, don't forget my bottles. Of course, I will not forget your bottles. But he was blown away. He's never had Cleveland whiskey before, and he was blown away.
If you try it, you like it, send us a note.
There you go.
Well, and we have we do a lot of entertaining down here,
Yeah,
believe
we
it or
do.
not.
We do.
and,
What?
Once in a
More
while.
than guest.
we do a lot of entertaining, and we always
wanna
bring out the
taste this
Cleveland whiskey. It's one of the things that
Drink
we.
it, we'll make more.
I know, but I want to give it the appropriate
I
reverence.
kind of know a guy.
You know somebody?
I know somebody that makes that stuff. Yeah.
But it's something we always try to encourage people. You know what? At one time, they were new. It was young. It wasn't.
Yeah.
And I say that all the time to you guys. It was new. It was young. You guys were learning.
And they didn't not disclose that. They
Oh
came
no!
right out and said.
You guys
whatever.
were like, "Oh, we're
But,
right
you
there."
know,
Throw that away.
I
Throw that
like the perseverance, and now they're winning awards. Like it's just really great to
And-
see, and it's great for our city too.
And it's a ton of awards. It's not
Yeah,
just
it's
an
not just
award
one
here or
award.
there.
Right.
So speaking of which, last year, 2022, we took home 25 awards.
Woo!
For all products.
Yeah.
Yep, for all the
Magic Rabbit, Wheat Penny,
Black Cherry.
Black Cherry. Black Cherry is our #1 seller, and Magic Rabbit
Wow.
is a close second right now.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
medals, man. I'd like.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of medals.
I want
That's
a big
awesome.
gold medal right
That's
here.
awesome.
dude.
Yeah, you want one of those
My
Flavor
sleeve.
Flav clocks.
All right, for you.
I have one of those. Bob, I have one of those. I swear to God, I do.
I hope the audience is old enough to know who Flavor Flav is.
So
Came out with my
actually,
cane.
so actually, one night,
God bless
Greg, Albert, and I, we were out and we went to, gosh, I always forget the name, the restaurant, and you'll tell me it's not. Whatever. The one in Chagrin, the one in Solon, whatever. They had their Burntwood. Thank you so. How do you know this? You
'Cause
weren't even there.
Well, that was
linked up.
That was
Well,
way back in the
Yeah,
day.
I think so.
And
So
we had a partnership with Burntwood
That's
for a while.
when we
Okay, so-
tried their
so-
black cherry.
All right,
black
so
cherry.
I'll tell the story, and the reason because it's very personal to me. So it was right after my father passed away. My dad died on Thanksgiving Day at his house as he wanted, and so my father passed away, and he passed away on Thanksgiving Day, which was my mother's birthday. Okay, so sorry, Mom, I'm talking about you.
Serendipity.
But
Why,
anyway,
why are you talking the mom down?
Serendipity.
well,
Fire.
listen, my mother, when she walked into Devil's Door and knocked on the fucking door, okay, and the devil went and he pulled the curtain. He said, "Turn out the light and put out the fire." Donna's here, okay?
But Donna wouldn't have knocked.
Donna would not have. She kicked the fucking door in. The door in, right? So, anyway, long story short,
Scarface.
we went out. It was me and Karen. Sorry, kids, I got to adjust it.
It's delightful, isn't it?
So
And Albert.
we were.
And
and-
Yes.
Well, I was going there. I'm just gonna say. So it was me,
Bert
Karen,
was
and
there.
Albert. We were down Chagrin Falls, and we went there to have some drinks to just kind of take the edge off for me. Blah blah
And
blah.
me. And Karen.
So no, not.
And this
Not
is
always
right.
about Big G.
No, no, seriously,
So,
go ahead. Go
all
ahead,
right.
man.
So anyway, let me tell my story. So that bottle, the
Black cherry.
black cherry bottle, and what was the restaurant? I'm sorry,
Burntwood.
Burntwood Tavern. And I tried that. Didn't know it was Cleveland whiskey. Didn't know it. Okay.
Because it was advertised as underground.
Underground.
Yes,
That's
it's
all-
underground.
Right.
Yeah.
So we tried that. I said, let's try this. Well, actually, the bartender said, you got to try this. This is one of our products, store pick from Cleveland whiskey and all this. So I'm like, I was a little hesitant. I said, you know what? Let's try it. What a great product! It really was. It really was. And then I said to Karen and Albert, I said, let's reach out to Cleveland whiskey and tell them about what a great product they have. And that was my change at that point. That was my change about, I knew that Cleveland whiskey was putting out more better products, and we talked about that from the first show. Okay, and great, and we have it. Blah blah blah. Here we are.
You guys were up to something.
You guys were up to something for sure.
Like I said,
I always tell people, so we are celebrating our 10th anniversary this year, so we have our 10th anniversary labels. We
There we go.
rebranded our Black Reserve and our 87 with the new 10th anniversary labels. I always tell people that if you have not had a product in
Try
at
it.
least 5 years,
Try it.
Yeah.
it's completely different than what you
Amen.
had when it first
Oh,
came
yeah.
out.
Amen.
Give it a shot.
And I can second that. Just
I'll
by the
second
way,
that.
Patrick Patterson has joined us. So
Ah,
Yeah.
Patrick, what's up, dog?
yeah,
So, what do we have on the table up here? You guys have a
yeah,
bunch
we
of
got it.
What do you
I
got
mean,
up there?
this is I mean, I have to say because tasting is always a part of the show. And I commented earlier about the color and the nose on this is fantastic.
Yeah,
and
that's the
it's
foolproof
great.
wheat penny that you have.
I know. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the featured whiskey overall, right? That's your award winner.
That is the one that we're talking about tonight. Yes.
I mean, I hope everybody's having some of this. I mean, this is really
So
good.
I'll tell you this: one of the gentlemen that used to be with us on the Whiskey Wizard,
Whiskey Roundtable?
Whiskey Wizard. I'm sorry.
He was
I'm sorry. Listen,
looking at you.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Been drinking some whiskey?
No,
No, there's a
but-
lot
but-
going on. There's a lot going on.
There's just a lot
tonight.
going on.
All right, so listen, I'll just bring it out so everybody knows. But last year I was very ill, and it caused short-term memory. Okay, so that's what I'm dealing with today. Okay, so I apologize. Okay, if I get it wrong, I get it wrong.
It's not because
No
I
worries.
tased you.
But anyway, so I apologize for all that stuff. But anyway,
You seem fine to me, man. You seem normal. This is the day I met you, man. It's all good.
but
He's
anyway,
Abby. He's always been Abby.
yeah, well,
Abby normal.
Abby
yeah, be normal.
Yes, Abby.
So and I'll be honest with you, I just forgot what I was talking about. So
Okay, well then, if you forgot, why don't we Well, since we walked in
We were
today,
talking about all the bottles.
we were talking about all the bottles, and you're asking about what we brought in. I walked in today, and Nunzio looked at me. He says, you guys need to put out a rye.
What? Nunzio. Listen,
A rye?
Nunzio
Nunzio
can't
said
spell
that.
his
Oh,
name.
I know.
But anyway.
And I says, you know
He's a
what?
good Irish boy, by the way, with the
And
name
I-
Nunzio.
And I says, you know what? I says, it just so happens that we do have one, and we brought it today to try.
Yeah.
The thing is with the
Is that why
rye,
you've been hoarding it?
yeah, we've
I'm trying to
been
drink it all myself.
we've been trying to pour a little bit, but so we should pour some more and have some shares on this one. The rye is a hard one for us to put because the rye is a harder grain for us to get, and with all the other products that we do,
It's great.
it's kind of hard to put into the
I've
schedule.
already had several. It's
Right.
fantastic.
But
No,
when
it
we
is.
do- when we
Sure
do
that
get-
I wouldn't say it if I didn't think so.
when we do get
Yeah,
our
where
rye
are you
in,
going?
And what's in the audience?
that one is a 95% high rye. Okay, we balanced. Yeah, it's 95% rye.
95 rye.
And we finished that with the black cherry.
Malted barley, 5%.
All right, so the cherry really brings that one out. That is such a, and I hate to use the word smooth because it's like I've never had a bumpy whiskey.
No.
But smooth, there's really nothing harsh or abrasive or negative about that one. And I'm not truly a rye guy, but this one I fall in love with. When I drink this rye, this one just kind of sits in your mouth, gives you a little peppery taste, and when you swallow it, I can literally feel the little bit of heat just walk down my esophagus, just kind of just walks all the way down. And then it gets to the belly and does like that little Pepto-Bismol cover on your belly. It just kind of does that a little bit when you're drinking it. I mean,
But it's
that's
got
what-
a lot of good,
It's
baking spice.
Right, it's got all the
that
flavors.
good, right, character, but it's nothing that smacks you.
Right, and then
too
it's
hard.
got that long finish
Yeah.
where it's like, wow, that's really good. I'm still tasting it.
Well, I don't know, but I'm about to find
I'm still
out. I have
tasting
no reason
it.
not to believe this guy.
Yeah, there's not. And it's like, that one you really wait almost too long between sips because it's that good. It just lingers in that, the long finish on that one. I love that product. And when we have it, it goes very fast.
So so let me ask you a question. Is it out?
Yes.
Yeah.
And where
Yes.
are we getting it at?
So if you go to ohlq.com, Ohio Liquor Control website, where you can search for any product you're looking for, you just type in Underground Rye, it'll pop right up and it'll tell you to look at the local store that carries it. And it's in over 100 accounts in Ohio, so
Right.
it's around.
Yeah, but
It's not
And
really-
What is the proof on
Can I-
this, Bob?
It's 90.
90 proof. Okay.
Yes.
Can I ask you,
Yep.
what state outside of Ohio do you guys have is your best market?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts,
Interesting.
the East Coast, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut,
Interesting.
and New Jersey, those little cluster areas right there, that whole area. Well, to be honest and frank, Tom and Andrew are from Massachusetts, so
I was going to say, it's the reason
so
behind
they,
that.
so they do market heavily there.
Maybe
also,
it's that whole Western Reserve
right.
thing.
But when Tom was looking to do a company, he invested a lot of money in research and discovered that Cleveland was one of the best places that people should be referring to because we are a comeback town.
Amen.
It's one of the
Hardworking,
best
blue
places to
collar.
live in America.
So-
everybody.
Just not for our sports, though.
Yeah. Well, I
We're
know.
passing that around.
Well, you guys know the Whiskey Roundtable has friends on the West Coast.
Good. Well, we are in
yeah,
California
lots of them.
and
Yeah.
Oregon.
We have
Yeah,
lots
they
of
talk
fans.
about
We have lots of
California.
fans out on the West Coast
Right,
and in
right.
Nashville. And
So,
all
does
that.
everybody have the rye? Is everybody trying the rye? Is this one that you guys want to sip and rate
Yeah,
while we're
let's
here,
do this.
please?
Why not? Let's. Is
Oh,
everyone got it?
I'm going to need some.
Oh, wait. Okay, we need some over here.
What did Albert said? Why
A
not?
little more. Just
Yeah.
give me a little more.
Rye the hell not. Let's have it.
Nunzio, did you give it 2 thumbs up? I didn't hear
Of
him.
course.
Nunzio.
Definitely.
Nunzio likes
Oh,
it.
look at that bottle was full when you guys got here.
No, it wasn't. I brought you half one.
Oh. See how you are?
No, it's
been the audience
very
favorite
popular.
today.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been everybody's favorite one today. So
So while you guys are passing that around, I had asked the audience, say, what is your favorite Cleveland whiskey? What do you think? Jennifer Boggs said she has not had a bad Cleveland whiskey.
Wow. Yeah,
Jen,
great.
send your address to
Jen's very-
Karen. We'll take care of you.
All
She
right.
said she likes the flagship.
Black Reserve.
Black Reserve.
The Black Reserve. That's our flagship product. That's the number one, the 100 proof Black Reserve. I like to call it a double oak because I think it's got that much oak flavor into it.
I gotta say, our Jen Boggs wouldn't say that if it wasn't true.
It would be Booker
Yeah.
Boggs.
Booker Boggs would not
Yeah.
say that.
Booker
yeah.
Boggs.
No,
Oh, that
she
rye.
has a very,
And
very
She is a bourbon.
experienced palate.
Yes, exactly.
Yo,
She's a
have
bourbon
any,
girl.
Have any of you guys heard of James Booker? James Booker. He's a
The
prominent.
jazz guy?
Yeah, he's a piano player down in New Orleans. Yeah, he was blind in one eye. He wore an eye patch. His name's James Booker.
No, I have not.
If you haven't
And-
listened to him, listen to him, man. James Booker.
Okay.
No relationship.
Leave it to the North Coast jazz
we're
guy.
talking
But
about
does
the
he
jazz
do
guy.
anything bourbon related other
James
than
Booker, whatever.
No relation.
Yeah, give him
a lot of bourbon music?
James Booker. Oh, great.
blues type
I
jazz?
love listening to James Booker on whiskey and bourbon. Yeah, man. Cheers.
Awesome.
Cheers.
So
All
we're
right,
doing the
so-
rest.
Is
We're
this a
doing
shoulder
the-
you
So,
got
all
work
right.
on?
No,
So
that's-
listen,
I'll
let's
put the glass in that one and drink out of that one. Test that arm
I can
out.
prove that it works. Yeah.
So do we all have the
all right,
same?
let's give the nose, kids. Let's give the nose.
Yeah, let's-
So again, what are we trying?
This
This
is
is the
the
rye.
90 proof rye finished with the black cherry wood.
But
Okay.
it's 95% rye.
95% rye with barley.
Yeah,
I get cherry front.
I do too.
I do.
I already tasted. I went Somrak style.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
It has a very
I get
nice
pepper.
sweet
I
nose.
get.
It's very
I do
light
that.
on the ethanol. Very
And please don't just be nice because we're
No, no,
sitting
no.
here.
no,
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 I
please.
mean,
no.
honest
Us?
opinions.
Light on the ethanol.
I know, honest
Very
opinions.
light on the ethanol. So sometimes I say if on the nose if it's that good,
Right.
and when I taste it, it's really not that good. So here we are.
Pepper, and I get some definitely a little bit of clove, and
The ethanol kind of
It's like,
hangs on your tongue and stings
yeah.
a bit on your tongue.
But,
Also-
Then it
notice
goes
how
down.
notice how it goes down your throat.
Yeah,
the
it's not
feeling.
harsh.
Yeah.
It's not harsh at all.
it's warming without any of that kind of burn. You know.
Yeah, that cherry sweetness really cuts the
Yeah.
spicy pepperiness of the rye.
For me anyway. And I don't know if
Spoken
it's
like a
I love
professional.
rye.
I don't
And
know if it's because of the
I love
cigar
this.
I'm
This is
smoking,
really
but
good,
it's
guys.
tingling.
Like I said, when you see it on the shelf, you got to buy
I
it
haven't
because
tasted it
it's hard to
yet.
come
You
by.
tasted it?
I love this
sorry,
product.
Taste it?
And when we make it, I kind of let
I
everybody
haven't
know,
tried it.
hey,
I mean, I've
rye's
tried it.
coming, rye's coming.
What do you
It's
got?
got a little like it's.
That's what I got right
What
here.
I like about it, it's got,
got the-
first
you
of
got
all
the,
great
notes on it or
legs,
no?
but it has there's enough sweetness that makes everything work. You know, because
Right.
sometimes ryes can be a little dry and overpowering, but
Right.
But
Right.
for a 95% rye grain bill, this is amazing.
It is.
To me, I find the higher the rye, the sweeter that it is. In my experience, that's what I found. And this, it's not sweet, but I taste the rye, and it is, it's grainy, just enough grainy, and it's sweet, cinnamon, peppery spice.
Oh, stop!
You taste
Stop!
You already tasted it. It's
I-
not the nose.
I don't get a,
No,
yes or no?
that's on my
I don't
palate.
get a lot of
yes.
cinnamon,
Yeah,
but I do
that's
get
like I like dances on my
cloves
tongue. It
and-
stays on my tongue. I like the way
Um,
it tickles my tongue.
The tongue feel
Yeah.
it tickles.
yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just because you're sitting here, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Excellent stuff.
It is,
Jennifer
it is.
Bond
And I-
said, "Definitely, Karen. Thank you, girl."
Genuinely like this a lot.
Can I throw some honey in there?
Honey,
Yeah.
you got some
Yeah.
honey in there?
Oh, you want to
There
throw
is-
some
there
in?
is.
Or
No,
is that
I
what you
just
taste?
Can I ask?
have
Is
the
it?
taste.
Do you get it like early, like right off the bat? Because
I
that's
do. That,
yeah. So I said there's
Yes,
a little
absolutely.
sweetness
There
that makes
is.
it all kind of.
So can I say that it is honey? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with you.
So I mean, great product.
And you know the bee. We got
The lengths I'd go to. I really enjoy doing stuff like this. I mean,
So, when
I don't
did
get
you?
the. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, when did you guys start with the rye? When did this? When did you
oh
start?
god, the
distilling
rye
this?
was several years ago.
2019, maybe?
2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
2018,
Back
yeah.
when this round table
I'm a
was
rye
founded.
fan. I have
Yes.
to say I'm a little biased, but I mean,
Yeah,
this
rye-
I really like this. I do.
We haven't really marketed rye a whole lot. Our rye and our sugar maple are kind of I want to say like our redheaded stepchildren. We don't really push those a whole lot or talk about those a whole lot. I wish we would, because the rye and the sugar maple are both fantastic products, much like everything else. But these are coming
they
up.
should.
They're coming up.
This is standout. This rye is.
really
I
is.
think
It's
it can
very good,
compete
yeah.
with any of the ryes out there.
Amen.
And it's nice to have. It's nice to have a rye, a wheat, and then the flavored and the wood finishes. It's nice to have a full portfolio like that.
I mean, we
of
were having a little
whiskeys.
Sazerac
right.
pre-show.
Pre-gaming with Sazerac.
And this
It
stands
runs
up.
with that.
This
It
stands
runs
up to
with
it.
that.
It runs really good.
And
It
that's
does run with
that's
that.
a very famous preferred rye.
That's a
lot of
high
whiskey
compliment.
drink-
We thank you for that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
I was talking earlier about we're talking about Wheat Penny, and one of the gentlemen that used to be on the show, we did the Wheat Penny when you guys were here, and he reached out to me and says, "Gee," he says, "if you like the Wheat Penny, you got to go with the barrel proof or so and so I went out and I bought both bottles, and he was 100% right. Great products, really, really great products." And you guys are in the game, man.
and Rob,
Thank you.
I thought you was out the game. Now you're in the game.
Well, Rob R is saying I'm having the regular wheat penny, and it's one of my new favorites. This
Thank
will
you, Rob.
be one I'll enjoy at home and travel for sure. So
And Rob is from Wisconsin,
Yes.
and he travels all over, not only the country, but the world. So
Right.
he will definitely be a great ambassador for you guys.
Make sure you share it, please.
We-
Bourbon's made to
Absolutely.
make friends and share.
Amen.
I'll tell you guys
Amen.
what, my
You never
band-
know who you meet at the
and
fucking
whiskey
cigar
in
lounge,
general
for sure.
that applies.
Dude, my band regularly drinks the regular Wheat Penny.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Regularly. We love the regular.
Albert,
Wheat
what is your band? Just
Penny. North Coast Jazz Ensemble.
North Coast Jazz
Yeah.
Ensemble.
Next
Everybody.
gig's,
Yes,
February
that's right.
5th. So
February
Where are you gonna
5th.
be?
Where are you going to
Contact
be?
net-
Where you gonna be now?
DM me at North Coast Jazz on Instagram. It's an invite only. So yeah.
Oh.
Albert travels all over the place. He does a great job.
That's right.
His music is unbelievable.
Shout out to Royal Havana.
Very talented man.
Royal
This
Havana
is
hosts us
Albert
every time. We
Santelli
always have
the
a special
third.
event. We're at Royal Havana Stars.
So I would
That's
just
right.
like to turn this back to Mike. Mike, is there anything that we have not covered tonight that you would like to talk about, bring up?
Because I looked you up. Okay, I looked you up.
Up and down. He looked you up and down. I saw him.
He's stalking you.
Yeah,
I looked
baby.
you up in the dictionary, and I saw your picture next to Bob's. So I'm not sure where that's going, but anyway.
I don't know where that was going either.
No, you don't want to know. No, it's just, is there anything we have not covered? I mean, we've got a lot
You'd
of
like to
different
tell us
bottles.
about.
There's a few more products that we haven't really talked about yet. You guys have had them. We'll save that
Yeah.
for another show to come
Okay.
back on.
Amen.
Absolutely. That's
I
a
hope
great
we'll be
idea.
allowed to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe, but okay. Only if Mike
All
comes,
right,
but
well,
anyway.
Yeah, I like
Mike, yeah, if Mike's here. Yeah.
We're just pumping out product all day long, just trying to get into this new building. We were talking about the events earlier, and you guys were saying how crowded it was and how nice it
It was
was.
great.
Now the event he's talking about is we did an open house for our Honey Barrel.
Right.
Honey
Distillery
Barrel's great.
exclusive,
I didn't
one
bring
barrel,
that bottle out. It's over there.
220 bottles sold out the day of the event.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was our
Just
quote-unquote-
the enthusiasm.
It was quote unquote our last hurrah
Yeah.
for that building,
Right.
and then the new building's taking longer. So we're kind of holding off on doing another open house till we're in the new
Right.
facility.
Yeah.
But once we're in the new distillery, we're going to be doing releases almost every other month.
Yeah, we're gonna
No.
try.
We have a lot of
Yeah.
barrels we're sitting
Oh,
on.
right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because it's nice, much like you guys do every week, is you invite us into your house and share a whiskey and a bourbon and your knowledge. That's what we do with our events. We invite you into our house, and we want you to have a good time, and we want you to enjoy some of the good stuff that we're putting together. And that's what the open houses are to us, is come on into our home, enjoy what we're doing, see where we spend all this time.
Yeah. Well, I just have to say the vibe at that thing was amazing. The just the people that were there. There was a certain
Excitement.
there was excitement, but everybody
People
was
stood in line for the
everyone was very
crazy,
cool and friendly.
crazy
Like
stuff.
if you asked a question, everybody was.
Listen,
I mean,
man,
it was outstanding.
With all due respect, I realize you guys haven't made it into the new Rick House yet.
Right.
I get it. We're drinking a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
What's your point?
In good time.
Yeah, where you
We'll
going?
get there, we'll
Where
get
you
there.
going with this?
Buy more whiskey, we get there sooner.
Listen, I might have short-term memory loss, but listen.
Relax.
Go ahead.
We'll
All
get
right.
this
No,
thing.
go ahead, Albert.
So-
What?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think he was done.
It's no coincidence. We're
No.
drinking a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But what's
Exactly.
really nice about the new location is that we're going to be within walking distance of the two major sports arenas of the
I know.
baseball team and the
Awesome.
basketball team.
Awesome.
So we're going to be a short walk from there, and there'll be events. We're planning on. I think Michael's already working on trying to do a before and after parking ticket,
My man,
beverage
dude, if you need some
thing.
live music, you know who to call.
Who?
Oh, yes.
North Coast Jazz.
Oh,
That's North Coast Jazz Ensemble.
see what I did there?
Their layup, dude, for the sporting goods.
I'm hearing a lot of shameless plugs.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
That's what we're all about here.
So, I would like to ask you, because
Please.
you guys are really moving into a state-of-the-art facility down there.
Right.
So it's going to be more than just a distillery, isn't it? It's
Well, at first, right now, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up and transplant what we are doing now. I
Okay.
mean, this is
Yeah.
going to happen in phases. COVID made everything very, very expensive. We weren't able to do the restaurant and tasting room that we want to do all at one time.
Right.
So we're going to just pick up operations where we're at, plop it down in the new building.
Right.
And then Mike will be able to do his tent parties and whatever,
can you
whatever.
request, Michael?
You can, but I'll tell you what, there's absolutely nobody else you could request but Michael.
I literally live there, so
Listen
yes.
to the
So you
third.
cannot
Listen to the third
request
Esquire.
I mean, you do have to realize that the company is literally 12 people, 13 people,
Oh, wow,
and
that's so cool.
seven of us are there, and the other guys are the salesmen that are on the field. I mean,
You're 12 and a half, but you're not allowed to say midget anymore.
well, I thought you were counting me because I was so
Little
goofy.
people. Little people.
But I mean, it is. I mean, everything that we do, it's you have to wear many hats. I mean, so you have to be.
Yes.
You have to be like Michael is our administrative assistant. He is our ambassador. He is the guy that puts the donations together. He's the guy that sends the stuff out to the award ceremonies. He's one of the biggest advocators of going out and doing the events and organizing the events. Everybody leans on this guy.
But you don't have a wizard's hat.
Unfortunately, I have a hat that's pretty large, but not.
He
a
has
wizard's
many
hat.
hats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Just want to
yes.
clarify.
And it's not like I'm just trying to blow Mike up. I really value him, and we have
Sure.
a great team.
That's why
Our distillery's a
we
great
wanted him
team.
here today.
Yeah, that's great.
Management's a great team. I mean, there is no us against them. It's like, hey, when something needs to be done, you're down there doing it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what's making us do what we do.
We love
Awesome.
that. We love that.
So I just have to say, so I know we're not doing our regular show with our ratings or anything, but Rob is up in Wisconsin. Rob up north.
Hey, Rob.
He says he rarely gives a 4, but he's giving Wheat Penny a 4.3
Out of what, 10? Fuck that guy.
on 5.
Come on, Albert. You know.
How long have you been a part of the show?
Wait a minute, 5? I mean, is that a partial finger, too?
It's just this finger.
Well, make that short.
Anybody on the scroll or anybody in the audience, if they want to do a rating, give it to us right now. Jimmy?
Well, I got
Jimmy
to.
Cole.
Yeah.
If you think Mike's cute.
You didn't have it?
I like the beard, man.
Glass right there, I think.
Keep
Oh,
it-
You
here.
haven't had
So,
you haven't had the rye?
keep it
Oh
clean.
shit! Oh, get
Rye
Michael,
is
would you
definitely
please
a
do that to Jim over
four.
there?
A 4 plus, I would say.
So,
I mean,
is
I
there
really love
anything you
this.
guys can say about your process, or anything you want to share about making it, or anything?
Okay,
We've
yeah.
got some questions on the scroll about.
Ask.
Thank you.
Ask.
Ask, and I'll either say yes or I'll have to shoot you if I answer.
Can you say a word about the Rick House if
Do
you
you
rotate
rot-
the barrels?
There's not necessarily a rick house. It's just more or less a warehouse because we are a traditional distillery up until the point in time of how long we let stuff age. We let it age 6 months, years, 16 months. And then we put it through our technology because we're technically a technology company
That finishes whiskey.
that finishes whiskey.
Jim, I'm
So-
sorry, Bob. What's your
No,
name?
Bob's over here.
Dave, Dave.
Dave.
You with the
Sorry,
face.
kids.
Hey,
Sorry,
you.
kids. Sorry.
He's only a sponsor, but that's
I
okay.
have a question. You're just celebrating your 10th anniversary.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
have- Do you have any barrels that you have since you opened that you put away?
No.
So the question was, you're celebrating your 10th anniversary. Do you have any barrels that you've put
Yeah,
away?
the ones that
No.
are missing are in my basement.
Those barrels, I mean, it's like we use we age it in the barrels, then we cut up the barrels to use it to do our technology. So, no, we don't have the barrels.
We do have stuff sitting for what, 3 years ish.
We have some, yeah, we have some that we may rebarrel or whatever, but I mean, it's not going to be like Buffalo Trace where we're going to have our 80 millionth barrel, 8 million barrel, nothing like that. Because it's technically not about that. It's about what's in the bottle, not what's in the barrel.
There you go.
And that's where I want to go. I want to go with the end product, not how we get there.
But I'm just saying this rye is a 4+.
Thank you.
And we're getting a lot of that. Nunzio says he rates it a 4.3.
It's fantastic,
There
guys.
you go.
Cat.
So I will
And I
ask,
do like the wheat penny a lot. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I'm still judging, but very, very much to like about this one too.
so another question, you know, we've got all 4 seasons here in Cleveland. So does the weather play any part or any impact to what you guys are doing?
So it only plays a part with one product, and that's the sugar maple, based on the season we get the wood from.
Well, that would be also apple, too.
If we get it in the fall, it's going to be sweeter, more full flavor. If we get it in the spring, maple syrup's not really in season in the spring, so it's not going to be a little smokier, not as sweet. So that's going to be the things that really...
But as far as a rick house, it's just basically a warehouse with the barrels standing on top of each other. It's not like you'll see, you know, in Kentucky, miles and miles and miles of houses with just whiskey sitting there. Because remember, when you're doing that, you're paying taxes on those barrels while they're sitting there. You know, we don't want to pay that kind of stuff. We want to get liquor to lips.
Move it. Right.
Well, to pontificate, it doesn't have to be.
Does the new facility
river.
allow though for
Be good.
more space?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
There's some really good whiskey out there.
I'm sorry,
Oh, yeah.
what did you say, Albert? I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't have to just come from like the limestone water
Right,
like this.
right.
It's a common misconception, you know.
Right.
Unless you're a chemist, you know, then talk to me later.
Well,
but
I mean,
like,
there's a reason why the
there's some
limestone
good stuff
works
happening here, that's all I'm saying.
augments,
Limestone,
but you guys,
I mean, like, I will tell you what I have discovered is that, you know, somebody will say that, oh my God, I have this bottle of this Black Label product from 1960. It's been sitting there, and it's the best bottle I've ever had in my entire life. It's got to be because it aged in the bottle. No. Bourbon stops aging and whiskey stops aging when it comes out of the wood barrel.
yeah, it's not like wine.
It's like like wine. What you're tasting is you're tasting the pure water, the pure wood that they used, all that stuff. So, yeah, the water is a great thing, but now we've had people polluting the water and changing things. So that is going to change the flavor of things. So what you're tasting is water from 1958 or 1960 in that product.
Yes.
That's what makes it better. It's not that it aged any better or anything else. You're just tasting a much cleaner product.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
So somebody's asking because they want to go buy some Cleveland whiskey. They want to know what your hours are on the distillery store there.
To be safe, I would say show up between 9 and 3.
But we're
Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday,
yeah, we're
yes.
usually there as early as 8:30 and can be there as late as 5 o'clock. But we're only there Monday through Friday because we're at the Cleveland State University building, so it's closed on weekends.
But Mike's there much
Okay.
earlier and later than that.
So 9 to
Wow.
3, Monday through Friday.
well, not 9 to 6, but 9 to 3 because we drink so much whiskey.
Well, no, it's because like beginning of the day we're trying to get things set up and running, and end of the day we're trying to clean up and get things set up for the next day. So it's not that we don't want to sit there and talk to you. We want to make sure you enjoy your visit and give you the time that you properly deserve.
Bro, thanks for not banning me yet. I love
So I will tell you. So somebody that tried your rye said I recently had an Angel's Envy rye that was so maple forward. It tasted like Aunt Jemima's syrup. It was
Right.
terrible.
Yeah.
But this is fantastic.
And I know the whiskey they're talking about. So
Remember that Angel Envy finishes their ryes and
sweet.
and their regular bourbon in different barrels. I mean, they only have 2. They have Angel Envy and they have Angel Envy Rye, but then they have different barrel finishes.
Yeah.
So you have to watch how that label was.
Somebody wasn't that envious.
Well, and we have a lot of 4.0 scores coming in from the crowd, so that's huge.
Is that
for
just
a
on
whiskey.
Michael's looks? Because he's looking rather dapper tonight.
Hey, Hey, did you wear your bikini tonight? Come on. What are you doing?
He did.
It's a little chilly down here.
You guys
Hey,
remember that one podcast?
There's no shame in our game.
I'm
Come on.
talking about I drank too much coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Remember that podcast?
Yeah.
I mean, you look good, man, but I was talking. Anyway.
Oh,
I mean, what I'm trying to say, I mean, Albert does outshine everybody
I
at
think
the
Albert
table.
wants to show off his outfit
He's
here.
got his whole thing on over here.
Can you please go walk in front of the camera?
Yes.
Because you know you did
No,
this just
no,
for
no,
Do we have
tonight.
the stripper music we can play?
Come on,
I don't
just
have
stand
that.
up.
I need
stand
to
up.
add that to my
Listen,
repertoire.
it's not about the way I dress. I'm talking about real things here. Like one day, I mentioned this on an earlier podcast. I drank too much coffee in the morning. It was real early in the morning. It was cold. It was like, we live in Cleveland. So. And then my
You weren't at your best? Is that what you're
my
trying to tell
penis
us?
just like shriveled up.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
next.
come right out and say it.
Turtle.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
No, okay. But it was like a turtle. Yeah, the turtle just came.
Yeah, well,
shriveled
that
up inside,
happens.
like its head.
I feel so sorry for your
was
wife.
Okay, anyway.
I'm so
Oh, my
sorry.
I didn't know what
goodness.
was going on. It
We want to
freaked me
thank you
out.
all for
Anyway,
watching tonight.
This is the
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to
So
sleep.
as we get ready to wrap
was-
up,
All right, let's wrap it up.
yeah.
Let's wrap it up. I mean,
I would.
that's a
are
good note to
there
end
any
on.
final words that you guys would like to share with us tonight?
Anything coming
we're
up that we
so
need to
happy
know
you're
about,
here.
or-
Never judge a suit by its cover. We keep it professional around here.
All right, let's
See you later.
kids,
I got
let's
nothing
walk
to
it out.
I got nothing to say except for come on down.
All right, let's
Exactly.
walk it out, kids.
Well, again, thanks to Cleveland Whiskey for being here with us tonight. I mean, really excited about the way that everything is progressing at Cleveland Whiskey. Your awards, I mean, I think they're probably well deserved, and based on what I tasted tonight, I would agree. So,
Can I interject
yeah,
just a minute?
please.
So we want everybody to be ready for what we're doing next week.
oh,
And
yeah.
I was born ready.
well, we have this thing called the bottle cam, which
We
many
do
of our
have a
viewers
bottle
are
cam.
familiar with. So,
Oh,
the
sorry.
bottle cam will tell us what we're going to feature in next week's whiskey roundtable.
So,
Oh.
hey, just in
Oh.
case you want to hang with us next week, this is where we're going.
Amen. All
Hey
right.
everyone, it's time
Well,
for the bottle
let's roll it
can.
up.
The bottle can.
All right, so next week we got the Clyde May Special
Clyde May,
Reserve.
Special Reserve. I'm looking
Nice.
forward to that. And
So hopefully you all can go out, buy your bottles. We would love to hear what
yeah, we
your
really
taste
want that
notes.
more and more this year in 2023 is our listeners, our viewers, to go get what we're going to taste next week. That's why we're going to give you the bottle cam the week before, so you know what we're going to taste, and then have it for next week and let us know your impressions as well as we taste our way through all the whiskeys. So we'll see you next week at our usual 7:30 p.m. start time. And don't forget the usual to watch us. If you don't make the live show, it's okay, but make sure that you do watch the show and subscribe to our podcast.
And I would like to say we have updated our website. It is thewhiskeyroundtable.com. Please
Yes.
go out there, check out our website. We've got some great pictures of Bob and his bee outfit.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sorry I did that.
And that is a great way to reach out to us and contact us and let us know if you have questions or you want to know anything. Is there a bourbon or whiskey you would like us to feature on our show? Please let us know and contact us through
The Whiskey Roundtable.
the Whiskey Roundtable.
If you like the gallery,
.com.
I'm on there too. I'm on there too.
He is
And,
on there. He's an OG Whiskey Roundtable.
I saw the gallery.
Feel
All right,
free.
kids. Listen. Hey, thanks for watching tonight. Appreciate you all. Hope you had some fun here with us. And the scroll was lit up apparently. And until then,
We
thank
are
you.
your hosts.
Should we do the closing quote?
He don't know what he's doing
Let
now.
him finish. Let him finish.
Okay.
You got all done.
Yeah, we are.
All right. Listen, till next week, we are your hosts, Big G,
Michael Newman,
Albert Santilli.
Karen Helen Keller.
Oh, I'll go as Bourbon Bob.
And I'm Doug Dunbar, and for our closing quote today,
Go ahead.
this comes from W.C. Fields. He said, "Once during Prohibition, I was forced to live for days and days on nothing but food and water." So,
There you go. All right, kids, we'll catch you next week. Our first show. Thank you, Cleveland Whiskey.
Thank you for your hosting.
Yes.
Great time. And
Very much.
until then, we'll see you next week. Be careful. Love you. God bless. We are your hosts, Big G.
Michael Newman,
Albert with North Coast Jazz.
Jazz
Ensemble.
Ensemble.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug
Oh my
Dunbar.
God.
Deja vu. Bourbon Bob.
Hey, did we do this before?
See you next week.
So
Everyone
long,
have a
everybody.
safe weekend.
Bye-bye.
Don't drink and drive.
All right.
Don't drink and podcast.
All right.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey